On June 10, 1991, an ordinary morning in South Lake Tahoe, California, turned into a nightmare that would haunt the nation for decades. 11-year-old Jaycee Dugard was walking to her school bus stop just a few steps from her home when a gray car pulled up beside her. Before she could react, a man reached out, stunned her with a device, and dragged her inside the vehicle while his wife drove away. In a matter of seconds, Jaycee vanished without a trace. Her stepfather, who witnessed part of the abduction, frantically tried to chase the car on his bicycle, but it was too late. Despite immediate police efforts, the trail went cold almost instantly. For years, Jaycee's family lived in anguish, putting up flyers, speaking to the media, and never giving up hope. Yet to the outside world, it seemed she had disappeared forever. What nobody knew was that Jaycee was still alive, hidden just miles away in Antioch, California. Her captors, Philip and Nancy Garrido, kept her locked away in a hidden compound of tents and sheds behind their home. For 18 long years, Jaycee endured unimaginable abuse and isolation. She was cut off from the world, her childhood stolen, and her identity erased. In captivity, she gave birth to 2 daughters, fathered by Philip, who raised them all under his delusional control. Meanwhile, Philip Garrido lived a double life. He was a convicted sex offender under parole supervision, but astonishingly, repeated visits from parole officers failed to uncover Jaycee's presence. The compound, surrounded by fences and overgrown trees, concealed her from view. Neighbors occasionally grew suspicious, but the truth remained hidden. The breakthrough came in August 2009. Garrido had been acting erratically, bringing his 2 young daughters to a university campus to hand out religious pamphlets. His behavior caught the attention of campus security, who reported him. Soon after, parole officers questioned Garrido, who appeared nervous and brought Jaycee and her daughters with him. When asked who Jaycee was, she introduced herself as Alyssa, but investigators quickly noticed her nervousness and inconsistencies in her story. Finally, under pressure, Jaycee revealed her true identity. After 18 years, the girl who had vanished in 1991 was alive. The revelation shocked the nation. Her rescue made headlines worldwide, and her family, who had never stopped searching, were reunited with her in an emotional and heart-wrenching moment. Philip Garrido was sentenced to 431 years in prison, while Nancy received 36 years to life. Both will likely never walk free again. Jaycee's story is not only one of horror, but also of resilience. Despite nearly 2 decades of captivity, she showed extraordinary strength in surviving and eventually reclaiming her life. In 2011, she published her memoir, A Stolen Life, sharing her experience in her own words. The case also raised troubling questions about law enforcement oversight. How could parole officers, tasked with monitoring Garrido, miss the hidden compound where Jaycee was kept? The failures led to sweeping changes in California's parole system, with stricter checks and better training for officers. Today, Jaycee Dugard lives privately, advocating for victims' rights and reminding the world that survival and hope are possible even in the darkest circumstances. Her story remains one of the most shocking kidnapping cases in American history, but also one of the most inspiring tales of survival.